Welcome back to my Taylor Talks channel, guys. If you guys are new here, make sure to click that like and subscribe button. Bridgerton Season 3 Part 1 is out on Netflix, and we get to see fan favorite characters P. Featherton and Colin Bridgerton take their rightful place as the next it couple of the lucrative Netflix series called Bridgerton. Now, all of the episodes of this season will not drop today. The second half of the season will drop June 13th. And with all of the excitement and buzz surrounding this new season of Bridgerton comes another question, or questions I should say. What happened to Regé Jean Page's movie career, and will he ever return to Bridgerton? The world got to know Page as part of the first Bridgerton it couple of season 1. He played Simon Bassett, the Duke of Hastings, opposite of Phoebe Dynevor, who played Daphne Bridgerton. The world fell in love with the show. However, at the time, it seemed like Page was the next best thing, the next movie star, the next it guy, if that's even a thing. Everyone was talking about him and his prominent future career as a Hollywood leading man, especially since he said in interviews that he did not want to reprise his role as the Duke of Hastings and that Netflix should just recast his character, in which Netflix went on to say that they would never do that. So it seemed like Bridgerton was a thing of the past. Page took a role in The Gray Man on Netflix alongside Ryan Reynolds and Chris Evans, and he also had a role in Dungeons & Dragons: Honor Among Thieves with Chris Pine and the great Michelle Rodriguez. Both were great movies, in my opinion. You guys should check them out if you haven't already. But it's good to note that even though he played relatively important roles for these movies, he was not the star. Now, his next role is in a spy thriller called Black Bag, and he will act opposite Pierce Brosnan, Naomi Harris, Cate Blanchett, and Michael Fassbender. Excellent cast, by the way. So essentially, it's been 4 years since his Bridgerton debut, and he's only been in 2 movies since then that have been released. Now, this is not a bad thing. We all know making movies takes months at a time, sometimes. And in-demand actors, they sometimes have to pick and choose their roles based on what they have time to take on. And we see this with a lot of Marvel actors such as Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson, and Chris Hemsworth. But this is a bit concerning considering from what it looks like that Page decided to leave Bridgerton for good to actively pursue a movie star career and only had 2 movies come out. On the other hand, there's been a lot of chatter going on about how Jonathan Bailey, Bridgerton's season 2 star alongside Simone Ashley, fondly known together as Canthony, not only came back for season 3, but is also a movie star himself. I mean, Jonathan Bailey will star in Wicked Part 1 and Part 2. Also, it was just announced a few days ago that he is starring in a new Jurassic World 4 movie opposite of Scarlett Johansson. I mean, Bailey is a bona fide movie star. Now, I'm not sure how Bailey had time to go back to Bridgerton Season 3 in between shooting for Wicked Part 1 and Part 2, but he somehow made it work. And now he's going to star in Jurassic World. And according to his recent interview on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, he has been holding this secret in since April 9th. And we all know these films are not one and done. They are normally trilogies. So if history does repeat itself, he will star in 3 Jurassic World movies. So it seemed like the whole world thought that Page was going to ride off into the sunset and take over Hollywood. And as of now, it's not the case. Turns out, Bailey is taking over Hollywood, and he wanted to come back to do Bridgerton Season 3. Now, to play devil's advocate here, in Page's defense, he did say that he signed up to do a job, and he did the job, and that the story was finished for his character. That's a simple reason to not come back to Bridgerton. The show did offer for him to come back in season 3, but he declined. Anyways, Page is still doing great, he's still acting, and we all know that comparison is the thief of all joy. Can't wait to watch him in his next film. At the same time, I can't help but think that there is a lesson to be learned here. One that came to mind: never forget where you came from. Page was an actor before Bridgerton. However, Bridgerton gave him a global platform, and he rode the wave to the top and then dropped Bridgerton completely, probably in hopes that he would never need the show again and that his career as a successful movie star was right around the corner. And again, it probably still will happen, and some of it already has, but not in the full extent as to what we all thought it would be. Also, another lesson here would be to be humble. No one can humble you if you already are humble. That's a fact. And based off of the internet's comments, people are trying to figure out where his career is after Bridgerton. And one more thing would be to not burn bridges. Honestly, all of these tie into each other, but Page turning down appearing in season 2 might make it look awkward if he were to try to come back for season 3 or season 4, season 5, so on and so forth. Phoebe Dynevor came back for season 2, but everyone was still missing Page. Dynevor came out and said that she would not be returning to season 3 because she felt her character's story arc was complete. And honestly, the heart of her character heavily centered around Page's character, and if he doesn't return, well, I guess it would make sense for her to not return. I mean, it's definitely debatable. To be quite honest, they both can return in the future. It would just be best if they both return at the same time. All in all, I think Paige will be okay and will go on to have a lucrative movie career. I think it just serves a tale of caution to everyone, not just people who are movie stars, but even the regular person, that sometimes sticking with old faithful while doing new things is the best move at times. Just look at Euphoria. Euphoria catapulted Zendaya, Sydney Sweeney, and Jacob Elordi into movie stardom and mass appeal. And from the looks of it, they all still want to do Euphoria season 3. Even though all of them are movie stars, all 3 of them still want to come back. It's almost like these 3 are still choosing to do Euphoria to not only get money, of course, but to help their career. And honestly, Paige should have done the same thing. As always, I want to know what you guys think. Do you think Regé Jean Page left Bridgerton too quickly? Do you think he made the right decision? Do you see him as a movie star? Are you guys going to watch Bridgerton season 3? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like